This is Abortion Pill Rescue Network. My name is Christa Brown, and I am the Director of Medical Impact for Heartbeat International. We know that many women regret their abortions, and sometimes that regret sets in right away. Some women regret taking mifepristone to end a pregnancy and desire a way to rescue their babies, their embryos. And that's what happened to this mom, the mom of these two little girls. 7 years ago, she had regret and she wanted to continue her pregnancy, even though she had already started a chemical abortion. She called our hotline and she was able to speak with a nurse, get the information she needed to save their lives. At one point, all of these children were counted as abortion statistics, but each of them is alive and doing very well today. One study of experience with chemical abortion related that it is not a matter of course for a woman's decision to be absolute when she arrives at the clinic, and it's referring to the abortion clinic. And what that means is that all women are not absolutely sure when they arrive at the clinic that they actually want to complete the abortion. There is so much that goes into these decisions. There is pressure from finances to relationship. These women are trying to decide what to do that's best for them, their children, their entire families. And sometimes when they get to the clinic, that decision is not completely solid, but the process moves forward very quickly. There is usually payment, a quick ultrasound check, the first pill is swallowed, and then the second pill is given to them in a paper bag. Many of them talk about the process being pretty swift once they arrive at the clinic. In this study, they go on to say health personnel have learned that the decision to terminate a pregnancy might be challenging and that some women may change their minds. And we know this to be true from the work on our hotline, but this was in a study that's talking about women going into an abortion facility that sometimes they are not 100% and sometimes they do change their minds. Workers in that study related examples of women ingesting the medication and then immediately attempting to make themselves vomit. And this is what we see also on hotline, that the regret often sets in immediately by the time they get out to their cars. So many of our calls come from the parking lot of the abortion facilities or on the drive home. So this is important to know, that even though a woman starts an abortion, that doesn't mean that's the choice she necessarily wants for herself or for her child. The abortion industry would like to perpetuate the myth that chemical abortion is a one-way street, but that simply is not true. A well-established, evidence-based natural hormone therapy exists to turn back the artificial chemical process of mifepristone abortion, and each of these children could speak to that. Reversal is based on well-established medical science and is safe for women. Abortion Pill Rescue Network has helped hundreds of mothers choose life for their babies even after taking mifepristone. We've connected them to a network of caring doctors and nurses who are ready and able to help women face these circumstances. So how does APR work? What we have available is a cutting-edge application of an FDA-approved treatment that's been used for decades to prevent miscarriage and preterm birth. So this is nothing new, prescribing progesterone during pregnancy. Every OB across the world prescribes progesterone for a number of reasons, and it's been done since the 1950s safely and effectively. APR involves emergency, ongoing doses of progesterone to counteract the effects of that first abortion pill, that mifepristone. So that mifepristone lowers progesterone to unsafe levels, and we are supplementing with bioidentical progesterone to save the life of that preborn child. So what is the reversal time frame? From the time that mom starts this chemical abortion, how long do we have to save the life of that child? Time is always of the essence. When mifepristone is induced into a pregnancy, the pregnancy is destabilized and the life of the child is immediately at risk. So we want to restabilize this pregnancy and supplement with progesterone as soon as possible. The goal is the first 24 hours, but there have been many successful reversals in the first 72 hours. How mifepristone works is undisputed. The development of the embryo is dependent on that progesterone. There has to be adequate progesterone levels for the survival of that baby in a pregnancy. A synthetic anti-progesterone steroid works by blocking progesterone receptors. So like we said, it inserts itself like an imposter in those receptor sites. The mifepristone does. It doesn't belong there, but it inserts itself, but it doesn't turn the lock. It just sits there and it's blocking that progesterone. It competes with the natural progesterone produced by the woman's body to fill specific receptors. So these receptors exist in the placenta, in the ovary, in the womb, and it sits there trying to block the mother's natural progesterone, which will continue her pregnancy. Progesterone in pregnancy is absolutely essential for all mammals. And so what it does is it prepares the endometrium, that lining of the uterus. It thickens that lining of the uterus. It develops the placenta so baby can get oxygen and nutrients. It inhibits contractions and it keeps the cervix closed. So as soon as that progesterone is reduced in a pregnancy, the life of the baby is at risk. Both the mifepristone molecule and the progesterone molecule bind and release at a particular site. Mifepristone molecule binds more tightly to the receptor, thereby blocking the progesterone. So the progesterone is ready. It wants to insert itself into these receptor sites, but mifepristone is already there. Understanding the science behind the mechanism of action of mifepristone allows the physicians to design a specific reversal for a woman who has ingested mifepristone. So we're able to supplement with progesterone to outcompete and outnumber the mifepristone for those receptor sites. So when someone tells you that this is fake science, that this is not real, this is our answer. Physicians know that an increased concentration of progesterone can displace that mifepristone from those progesterone receptors. This allows the woman's body to respond to natural progesterone and to effectively fight the effects of that mifepristone blockage. This is a basic principle of reversible competitive binding of drugs to receptor sites, and it's foundational in drug development. So why progesterone? We know that mifepristone blocks the progesterone, which destabilizes the pregnancy. And so what's needed is this bioidentical progesterone to outcompete and outnumber the mifepristone for those receptor sites. The dosages are the same as what's produced during a pregnancy, and you can think of it as an antidote to pregnancy. You can think of it like Narcan. It's an emergency use of this to save the life of that child. So it would be very similar as if you walked into a patient's room as a nurse and your patient is very low on oxygen. Immediately, you would supplement with oxygen. It's a no-brainer. In this case, without progesterone, the pregnancy cannot be continued. So an easy fix is bioidentical progesterone, which counteracts the effects of that mifepristone, that first abortion drug. And this is evidence-based. It's an evidence-based procedure that is not new at all. It's been utilized in similar pregnancy conditions for over 5 decades. Not only is progesterone undisputedly safe in pregnancy, but it's routinely used to protect pregnancies or treat pregnancy complications. So like I said, it's been safely and effectively used since the 1950s by OBs throughout the world. It can stop recurrent miscarriages for women with naturally low progesterone levels. When a woman takes mifepristone, it's sort of like we have an artificially induced progesterone level, but some women just have naturally low progesterone levels, and that can make it very challenging to continue a pregnancy. When this happens, sometimes the women will have, 5, 6, 7 miscarriages before the doctor realizes, I think your progesterone is too low to maintain this pregnancy. And the doctor will supplement with enough progesterone to sustain the pregnancy. And then prevent preterm labor for women. So this can happen where the uterus can start to get crampy too early, start to have those contractions too soon. And to continue the pregnancy to term, the doctor will prescribe progesterone. The progesterone relaxes the uterus and can cause the preterm labor to stop. And so again, we all know this progesterone, this prometrium, is safe in pregnancy. And then the thousands of women who have in vitro fertilization every year have progesterone supplementation. So because the woman doesn't ovulate typically in vitro fertilization, there isn't going to be that progesterone naturally, and the woman has to be supplemented with progesterone, same progesterone that's used in APR. And then progesterone can also sustain a pregnancy when an ovary has to be removed early in pregnancy. So these are just a few examples of how progesterone is used commonly, safely, and effectively in pregnancy throughout the world every single day. How successful is abortion pill reversal? Initial studies show that abortion pill reversal is 64 to 68% effective. The 64% is when a woman is given muscular injections of progesterone. The 68% is when a woman is given oral progesterone. APR effectively triples the chances of a live birth compared to if she does nothing. Statistics show that at least 2,000 lives have been saved through the abortion pill reversal protocol. And this is little Zach, whose mom is Rebecca Hagan, and she speaks openly about her experience with Abortion Pill Rescue Network. So what about birth defects and preterm babies? So it's not uncommon when a woman calls us and she's asking about what she can do to save the life of her child. She's having all this regret that she will ask, did I harm my baby with this drug? But what we have found with abortion pill reversal is that the birth defect rate is not increased. It's statistically the same as the general population. With the abortion pill reversal babies, it's 2.7%. With general population, it's 3% of all babies. So it's about the same. The preterm delivery rate is actually lower, probably because mom's body has ample amounts of progesterone to keep her uterus relaxed and keep her cervix closed. Progesterone is routinely and safely used in pregnancy. So we know that the mifepristone doesn't cause birth defects, and we know that the progesterone doesn't cause birth defects. So what we're seeing is the same as what's in the general population. So the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists states that mifepristone does not cause birth defects. They state that no evidence exists today of a tetragenic effect of mifepristone. We know that mifepristone attacks the pregnancy, not the baby directly. So it's not a tetragenic drug. It's not causing birth defects in the baby. It's making it difficult for the pregnancy to continue. So it's attacking the pregnancy. Then a 1999 FDA review showed that there is no risk of birth defects in pregnant women taking progesterone. Also, Pope Paul VI Institute, who they have probably studied progesterone more than any other organization, they said there is no credible evidence to suggest that it's used to support pregnancy in any way tetragenic or responsible for any malformations. All of the available evidence strongly supports its safety when used in pregnancy. So they're saying that progesterone is safe and effective. And this picture is Dr. Bowles, another one of our APR medical advisory team members, who not only helped with the reversal of this little baby, but also was able to deliver this little baby girl. So who supports APR? The American Association of Pro-Life Obstetricians and Gynecologists supports Abortion Pill Rescue Network. Doctors for Life Ireland, Germans for Life, and physicians from more than 18 countries around the world are part of our network. These are some concepts of Abortion Pill Rescue Network. We know that clients have the right to withdraw consent from chemical abortion. So just because a woman signs a consent does not mean that she should ever be forced to complete a medical procedure that she no longer desires. So if a woman has doubt, if she's having regret after starting a chemical abortion, she has every right to make a different choice. Every woman deserves to know the whole truth about abortion, and that includes facts about her unborn child and choices she can make every step of the way. And that includes abortion pill reversal. When a woman calls back to the clinic, we often hear stories about the information that she is given. So when your provider is the one who just started your abortion and you start to have regret and think, I'm not sure if I want to finish this, a natural instinct would be to call back to that same provider. And so often they are given incorrect or unscientific answers, sometimes scare tactics of malformed or developmentally delayed babies, but there is no evidence provided. There is no scientific basis that their babies will be malformed or delayed, and yet they are told that that's what will happen if they stop this abortion. The truth is that even those who aren't successful with reversal express gratitude and relief that they tried to save their children. So we hear that all the time, that even if a woman is not successful, and that is a third of the ones that we help, they are still thankful that they tried to rescue their babies. The media at times has not been kind to us, so they often will say things like reversal is unlikely, even though statistics show that 2,000 lives have been saved through the abortion pill reversal protocol. They call this new science junk science, so it is fairly new. The first reversal happened in 2008. Baby was born in 2009. So technically, this is a new science compared to overall medicine, but it is not junk science because it is working, it's effective, and it's based on principles that we know to be true. They say that there is no proof, it's medical theater, and that we use scare tactics. And they say that women don't change their minds after starting an abortion. And we know that is not true. Like I said, most of our calls happen fairly quickly after moms start their chemical abortions. We have immediate help available for women. They can call our hotline, 877-558-0333, or they can go to our website for live chat. It's abortionpillreversal.com, or they can email our nurse team, help@apr.life. So this email is exclusive for those who have actually started a chemical abortion and are wanting reversal, and it is monitored by our nursing team 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So they can call, they can do live chat, or they can email, whatever is most convenient for them. This is Dr. Delgado, who started the network back in 2012. And then in 2018, it was April of 2018 at our conference, he handed the keys over to Heartbeat International. And it was a perfect fit for us because of the fact that we already have a hotline, we already have Option Line, and then also our connection with pregnancy help clinics throughout the world. So this has been a perfect fit and a way for us to grow the network much more quickly than ever could have been done through his clinic in California. So Dr. Delgado continues to be supportive of our work, and he is one of our APR medical advisory team members and an amazing physician, and helps us every single day. This is our APR medical advisory team. We have Dr. Matt Harrison, Dr. George Delgado, Dr. Karen Pohelos, Dr. William Lyle, Dr. Catherine Stark, Dr. Julie McDonald, and Dr. Brent Bowles. So these are our amazing doctors who support us. We have several OBs, several family practice, and then one pharmacist in the group. They unanimously agree that progesterone is appropriate and effective, citing more than 50 years of safe use that of that drug with pregnant women. They confirm that APR is a reasonable application of a time-tested FDA-approved drug used effectively for decades to prevent miscarriage and preterm birth. So every innocent human life, whether born or not, is valuable, precious, and worthy of our full protection. So in this picture, the baby is not the abortion pill reversal. The little girl is. So this is her little brother who was just born. So 4 years ago, when this mom had regret after starting her chemical abortion, she called our hotline. We were able to answer her questions. We explained what reversal was and is, and we completed a medical intake with her, connected her with a provider in her area, and she was able to start on progesterone right away. And she had a successful pregnancy with her little girl, and then subsequently had her little baby boy. And that's a tired dad right there. So every woman considering abortion deserves to know the whole truth, and that includes the facts about her unborn child and the choices she can make every step of the way. A couple more moms and a couple more babies to see there. So our hotline, we are staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The reversal calls are routed to the APR healthcare team. Reversal is explained, an intake is completed, and then they are connected with a local APR network provider. These are some of our nurses. Right now we have 45 nurses on our hotline team. This is, I think, 13 of them. But right now we have about 45, and we continue to grow quickly as the demand increases. This is what a typical call looks like. When the woman calls in, she gets our hotline. We are connecting her with a local provider, and we're also always connecting her with a local pregnancy help center to provide the support that she needs to continue her pregnancy. Women often regret their abortions, and sometimes that regret sets in right away. So this is Zachariah, who was saved in 2012, and this is a quote from his mom. Words cannot describe how thankful I am for the abortion pill reversal and the amazing team behind it. APR saved my youngest son's life, and it also changed mine forever. And that's on his first day of school. So it's amazing. We get to see their ultrasound pictures, and then we get to see them learning to crawl and walk and start school, all those milestones of development. This is Arrington when she turned 1 last summer. We have many thankful moms, and we have many healthy babies. Arrington's mom says, I'm so glad she's here, and I'm proud to be her mommy. Thank you again to the nurses for your help. So glad your organization exists. It's the best thing you can do. Give second chances. And I don't think she could be any cuter. This is from Jessica, and her little girl is Arya. And she said, I can gladly say she was always wanted. Even when I had my doubts, I always wanted my sweet baby girl. I hope that we can find courage and ways to support more women in these situations. I believe everyone should be educated on the reversal process because it truly is an amazing thing. So many babies have been saved by this process, and by saving babies, you could also be saving a mom. And aren't they just, they're both just beautiful. And then there's Sarah. So Sarah started her chemical abortion back in the spring of 2018, and she already had 3 children, and her boyfriend at the time told her that they really could not afford a 4th child and that she really needed to have this abortion. So while her other children were at school and daycare, she went to the clinic and started the abortion with that first pill. But then when she arrived home, she quickly realized that this was not what she wanted. She was doing this based on the decision of the boyfriend, and she loved her other children so much. And how could she love this child any less? She said that she saw the things that belonged to her children, the bunk beds and the toys, and it just really broke her heart that she was ending the life of one child while still having these other 3. So she Googled us and she found us, and we were able to connect her with a clinic locally who started her reversal right away. Sarah had a successful pregnancy, very healthy, and little Isaiah was born that following January. And he has done very well. He's one that we have seen grow from the very beginning. And it's just remarkable to see him dance and play with his siblings and be a part of this beautiful family. Sarah's boyfriend held true to his word and he left her. Does not support the children. She's left to care for the 4 children, mostly on her own, but she does have the support of a large family. So her parents are helpful. She has gone back to school and gotten a degree. She's doing so well, and we are so proud of her. And we love to see the updates of little Isaiah and how he's growing. To get more information about Abortion Pill Rescue Network, you could email us at info@apr.life, or you can go to our website, abortionpillreversal.com. And there is a place on that website, if you are a provider or if you are from a pregnancy center, where you can enroll in our network. This is my contact information. I thank you. God bless each of you.